Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy D-Rose LS1 back with some more Daredevil Born Again. Okay, Daredevil Born Again review episode, was it 4? Yeah, episode 4 of Daredevil Born Again. Initial thoughts. I do feel like this is the weakest episode of the season thus far. I feel like the last episode was fucking crazy, and I feel like that was the best episode of the season so far. I feel like this one is the weakest so far, and I'm gonna touch up on that with some things I feel like were disappointing. Not to say that this episode was trash or anything. It's just and maybe it was just my expectations. I feel like they should have focused more on a certain aspect instead of some things in the episode that I feel like wasn't that necessary. And I know what they're trying to go for, but it wasn't necessary for this season or this episode. Quick little, it's not a full play-by-play, but I'll just give you some things to run it down. So we start off with Kingpin and Vanessa having their conversation, their therapy conversation, and they're talking about, Adam. And when they was talking about this, I'm automatically like, yes, it's pretty much confirmed that, Wilson Fisk killed this nigga, right? Because they was talking, and it was like Wilson Fisk or Kingpin was saying, like, yes, he had a conversation, but he wasn't getting into specific details. He was like, no, I didn't kill him. I was like, okay, he's fucking lying about this. But we get to the end of the episode, we know that he's not lying. But my initial thought was, yeah, he killed this nigga. And this was the reason his hands was bloody in the previous episodes. Because he been holding them hostages and beating the shit out of them. And it didn't help even more because when they're having this counseling conversation, Daredevil's girlfriend asks Vanessa, like, how did you get together with Adam? And then she started gaslighting like fuck. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? She started mega gaslighting. She's like, oh, well, right in front of this nigga Wilson Fisk. She's like, oh, well, his hands when he used that brush. And then I'm like, bro, she majorly gaslighting. So they have the whole conversation with that. That's cool. I like that type of stuff. That's cool. And they even try to give Vanessa some more character that the Netflix series didn't. They gave her a whole backstory. Well, not a whole backstory, but they went a little in depth about her backstory with her father, who was an alcoholic, the shit with her mom, and certain shit that we did not get in the Netflix series, which was good, and it's a plus. And then they end it, and then Daredevil's girlfriend pulls it to the side, like, do you feel safe around Kingpin? I'm like, man, not the viewer. We know that she's cool. We know that nigga Brett hate everything but his shorty, like Vegeta. There's no way Wilson Fisk is gonna do anything, beat the shit, anything to Vanessa. It's just the niggas, the people that she gonna be around, they're gonna get fucked up. Which was automatically made me think like Wilson Fisk killed this nigga already. Alright, so then after that we get to they touch up a little bit, not as much as I hoped for and wished for. This was the disappointing thing to me. So the aftermath of the whole White Tiger death, there's the whole thing with the aftermath of the White Tiger death, and then his niece, I think her name is Angela Ayala. I don't know if she or the actual Hector White Tiger's daughter is going to be the Aya Ayala, that female White Tiger from Ultimate Spider-Man. If you watch I grew up on Ultimate Spider-Man, so I already was familiar with the White Tiger character, and I feel like I didn't have a problem with everybody else with the whole White Tiger death so soon, because I feel like they were passing the torch for the actual female White Tiger from the Ultimate Spider-Man. So she comes and she having the whole conversation about how it don't take a fucking genius to understand that the cops kill Hector because they don't like this nigga because they think he's an actual cop killer, even though he was found, well, yeah, he was found innocent of all degrees. But that being said, if you're found innocent, that don't mean you're actually innocent. And these cops are fucking dirty. And these are the Punisher cops. And that whole conversation was alright, but the thing is with me is they didn't go in depth or at all about the thought process of, you know, Matt Murdock being a Catholic and him basically just outing this nigga to the world, and it's basically his fault that White Tiger got murdered. And he's like, there's no actual thought process to that. He's like, yeah, I didn't feel like he was actually showing the guilt that he was supposed to be feeling, if you know what I'm saying. Like, that was a little disappointing to me. And then after that, Tony Soprano's son, he's at the bar and shit, and he spills the fucking beans about some shit with the, I wasn't really paying attention to this part, but spilling the beans about some shit with the trash in New York City. And let me just touch up on that part right now. So he does that, and I'm gonna go back. I'm not going in order, and I'm just going step by step from the order that I see it. So he does that while he was drunk, and now Kingpin, he's trying to make a port that he feels like is a black eye to New York City into like this whole new like project facility. And his counselor girl, man, they do not like her, bro. I don't think it's gonna end well for her, cause she's talking, and I know that she's going to irritate the fuck out of Wilson Fisk. But the issue is, though, everything she's saying is right and it's fucking facts, and it's like that shit. Kingpin got a short temper, and I don't think he can deal with that shit for that long. And he's not gonna be going with the whole denial shit, because he's the Kingpin. He feels like he's the boss, but he co-signs her on this one, and like, yes, we gonna start with the first step. While that's happening, they go to this school, and this shit was funny. They go to the school, and the fucking kids are supposed to be singing to the mayor, and then while they're doing that, Tony Soprano's son, he looks on the internet and sees that, I think it was BB Yorick that leaked the information that he's told her about the garbage in New York City, which is, I don't think he really gives a shit about, you know, the garbage everywhere in New York City. That's how I took it, because in a BB report, the critics of Kingpin was like, they're not cleaning up the city, there's just garbage everywhere. And I'm from California. I'm gonna tell you right now, I am from California. Born from California, still live in California to this day. When I went on a trip, I went to a trip to New York 2 times. Both times I went there, New York City is absolutely fucking filthy. I'm not even joking. This garbage shit is real fucking life. Well, I'm not gonna hold you. Because I'm from California, and I went to New York, and they just leave their garbage like on the curb of the streets. That's why all those fucking big ass rats, and you hear about rats in New York City, it's because of that shit. I was in an Airbnb, and nigga, when you go outside, there's just garbage on the side of the fucking street, and they're just knocked down. They just throw like bags. It's not even like the roller garbage. They just throw the bags like next to the fucking curb of the street, and that's how. And it's just like every house. It's disgusting. It's like New York City is filthy as fuck. Yes, is it good to go on like holiday trips and shit? Yes, but that shit is fucking filthy. Not everything about New York, but a lot of New York is fucking filthy as fuck. So I was looking at that, I was like, yeah, they're not lying about this shit. The garbage is a big ass problem in New York City, and I feel like they need to fix that shit. So they're like, bro, if whoever leaked this shit is pretty much fucked. And the counselor is like, hey, man, you shut the fuck up. I've been here before you, and I've been here before Wilson Fisk. So I'm going to do my job to make sure I stay here whether you guys are here or not. This is, and I quote. So, Kingpin finds out about this shit now. He's pissed at everybody. And he's like, who the fuck to link? Because shit about to get crazy. And Tony Soprano actually steps up and he goes on about how it was a mistake and how he looked up to him and all this other shit. And then Kingpin was like, I'm not going to fire you, but if you do this shit again, I'm going to fucking, like, he didn't say this, but he's like, I'll make sure this is the last thing you do. Basically saying in front of the fucking counselor of the office, like, nigga, if you do this shit again, I'm gonna fucking murder you. That shit is crazy. I was a little irresponsible for the Kingpin. A nigga that was in the first season didn't even show his face and made sure niggas didn't even say his name. They couldn't even say his name. If you said his name, you getting murdered. That was a little irresponsible for the Kingpin. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was a little bit irresponsible. Alright, now going back to the Matt Murdock shit. The Matt Murdock shit is now it's a whole new case, and it's not that serious of a case. It's and this happened. This happens while Tony Soprano is drunk in the bar and shit. Well, across the street, this dude, he was stealing the fucking the kettle corn shit. My mom loved it. My mom loved that shit. I fucking hate that fucking kettle, whatever the fuck that shit is. My mom loved that shit. I hated that shit ever since I was young. He's still a box of that shit, and the police arrest him, and he's in jail now. And now now Matt Murdock is defending him, and he comes in. He's like, "Oh well, they gave me the fucking blind guy." That shit was fucking funny. He's like, "Hey, they gave you the fucking blind guy," and Matt goes in to talk to him about the fucking case, and basically like, nigga, you got a whole bunch of fucking shit you've been doing through like the past year. Like, nigga, you gotta go to jail. He's like, yeah, I can't do shit. You gotta go to jail. And he's basically like being stubborn, like, no, nigga, give me probation. I want to fucking walk. Nigga, you got all this shit on here. And then Matt Murdock, this nigga get hoes. He just get hoes. It's crazy. He just get bitches. He sweet talks the shorty that was gonna send this dude the case to giving him 10 fucking days. And was it the raft? If it's the raft, that's fucking nuts. But he talked him down and giving him 10 days. Now this nigga mad as fuck. He like, man, what the fuck? Like, and I understand me like, man, last time I was in jail, I couldn't even get my fucking SSI check. And then my fucking food stamps. And when I got out, I was fucking homeless and shit. It was like, bro, I can relate. I mean, I can't relate. I was never homeless at all. None of that shit. But I understand that, that the fucking, I have people I know that have like SSI shit and food stamp shit. So I understand where he was coming from, but the nigga was taking no accountability at all. Like, he didn't just fucking rob the fucking store in 4K on camera. And he didn't, like, he just was like making so many fucking excuses. And he basically was trying to blame the system, which I feel you. The system is fucked up. Cops are fucked up. But nigga, you ain't taking no accountability. Like, you ain't taking none. So that was a whole separate plot line. I think it was funny. Was it necessary and are people going to like it? Fuck no. It was not necessary for this episode. They could have took this shit out this episode. It was way more, I feel, important shit that should have been expanded upon than this shit. Okay. What else happened? Oh, shit. What else happened after that? So, Daredevil, Matt Murdock, this will happen after. Because I feel like the other shit in there wasn't that important except this next shit. And two other things I was talking about. So, Matt Murdock is going to the crime scene of the White Tiger shit. And he goes and he finds a fucking bullet shell. and it has a Punisher logo on it. Then, bro, just like a moment later, this nigga Daredevil finds the fucking Punisher. It's like, I'm like, how did he find this nigga? He's supposed to be hiding. He's supposed to be hiding out and shit. This nigga finds this nigga immediately, and this is the most. I think they was giving so much promo to show that the Punisher was coming, but the way they fucking he just found this nigga like so randomly in the building. It was like, I mean, I feel like they should have explained more about like if he already knew that this nigga was there or not. But the way he just fucking found him is fucking hilarious. And this was the best part. Oh shit. But this was the best part of this fucking episode. Alright, so the Punisher returns. Frank Castle, John Bernthal is here. Then he comes in and he's having this conversation with Daredevil. It just fucking peaked. You gotta just go watch it and look at it, man. I'm so fucking happy. John Bernthal's Punisher is back. They did not recast him. That shit would have been fucking shitty. Because, bro, you look at him and he kills it. This nigga's a fucking goat. John Bernthal is one of the fucking goats. He comes in. Well, he doesn't come in. Daredevil comes in. And he's telling him, like, man, you know, I found this, you know, bullet. And he basically said, I know it's not you. They're both agreeing that it ain't him. But they know that there is imposter Punishers going out in New York City. And at first he was going to ask Frank Castle to help him. And then Frank Castle is telling him, like, I don't think you're really asking me for help, dog. I think you're asking me for permission. Basically saying, like, all this shit going on, he's coming to the one nigga who has a skewed view on justice itself, who thinks murdering, you know, criminals is actual justice. Basically saying, you're coming to me to, you know, give you permission to become a Daredevil that just murder niggas. Like how Invincible is about to start murdering niggas in Invincible, Daredevil is going to try to start murdering niggas in New York City. And then he basically, I think he fucking talks him out of it, because he's having this conversation, and he's telling him, like, man, why you can't say Foggy's name? And they have this conversation, this deep ass conversation, and then he started telling him, like, Punisher started telling him, like, I had those same conversations with my son. This shit was peak. He was like, I was having that same conversation with my son when they murdered him. When fucking Jigsaw set that bullshit up. He was like, man, Daddy, just get him. Just kill them all. Just kill them all. Just kill them. Bruh, I fucking love this nigga Punisher. That is my favorite Marvel character ever, nigga. This scene was fucking beautiful. And fucking Daredevil was crying. And he was like, man, he was like, I'll see you later. So basically they're going to come back to that where, you know, Punisher is going to come back and he's going to try to take out these niggas. And I low-key don't want a fucking movie. I want a TV show. I want a Punisher TV show. I want a Punisher season 3, bro. I'm not going to hold you. I want a Punisher season 3. If the movie is successful, if the Disney Plus movie is successful of the Punisher, I hope we get a fucking TV show, because I need to see more Frank Castle. That is the nigga I want to see the most. If you could have gave me an option to pick a renewal of a Daredevil show or a renewal of the Punisher show, I would have picked the Punisher show. But I'm glad that both are here. So then after that, Daredevil goes home. He talks to his new girl. I'm like, man, this girl ain't Elektra or Karen Page. I don't give a fuck. But they're having their conversation. They have sex, and then he goes upstairs. It's a little bit random. I'm not gonna lie. He goes up the ladder, and while that's going on, Kingpin is going downstairs to his fucking lair. He's going to eat his food in his lair with the painting that happened in the last season of the Netflix series when Daredevil beat the shit out of him while he's eating. Adam is locked up in a fucking cage, begging him to let him go. So Kingpin is stepping back into his Kingpin ways, even though in the beginning he said he's trying to stay away from the criminal lifestyle. And while that's going on, separately, Daredevil was going up. When he was saying that he's going to put the Daredevil shit away, he goes to his lair and look for his Punisher. I said the Punisher. His Daredevil suits. So they're both walking back into who they really are. Good ending. But this was a alright episode. I give it like a 6. This was like a 6 because I feel like a lot of it was unnecessary, and if they would have focused on like some of the Frank Castle shit more, or the Vanessa and Kingpin shit more, I would have liked it a lot better. But it was just some shit in there, and like 95% of this episode felt like it wasn't necessary, and I'm guessing this was the shit that was in the original cut of the series, which is why. And I feel like the end part is the part that is new. But that's all I got to say about Daredevil Born Again. Thanks everybody for watching. Like and subscribe. Peace. I'm out, and let me know how you felt about the episode.